Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about an important tool in every developer's arsenal, debugging. What is it? How does it work? And why do you need to understand it? Debugging is the process of investigating and fixing errors in program code. If there is an error in your code, just analyzing the code may not be enough to find it, because the amount of code may be considerable. To start 1C Enterprise in the debugging mode, you must have the configurator open. Then click Start Debugging in the Debug menu. This will start the 1C Enterprise session. You can make sure that it is connected to debugging by opening the Debug Items window from the Debug Attach for Debugging menu. In the Attached Debug Items table, we can see the attached client and server sessions. If we start 1C in Enterprise mode, not from the configurator, this session will not be attached for debugging. We can verify this by opening the Debug Items window. As you can see, all fields are empty. We have neither connected sessions nor sessions available to be connected to debug. In order to connect the current session without closing it, you need to go to the Settings Options menu in 1C Enterprise mode, and in the opened window in the Debugging in Current Session field, select the option in which debugging is launched. By default, it is launched in the mode of debugging via TCP/IP, so I choose this option. Now let's go to the configurator. And in the Debug Items window, we can already see the sessions that can be attached to debugging. This can be done by double-clicking on the row or by clicking the Attach button. The selected session will move to the lower table, Attached Debug Items. You can also disable sessions from debugging. This can be done using the same methods, either by double-clicking on the row or by clicking the Detach button. One of the main debugging tools is breakpoints. The programmer sets them on the line on which he wants the program to suspend its execution. You can set a breakpoint by double-clicking the left mouse button to the left of the desired line. A red dot will appear, signaling that the program will be interrupted at this place if it reaches this line of code. Let's run the program and see how it works. If the program has stopped at a breakpoint, we will see a yellow arrow to the left of the code, which indicates which line the program is currently executing on. If we move the mouse cursor over a variable, and that variable has already been calculated or assigned a value, we will see that value next to that variable. To move the yellow arrow and thus change the line that is currently being executed, there are 4 commands: step in, step over, step out, and go to cursor, available in the debug menu. I hope you have already noticed the keyboard shortcuts that are listed to the right of some of the commands in the menu, or when you hover your mouse over the buttons on the toolbar. These are shortcut key combinations for actions. I recommend memorizing all these combinations, as it speeds up your work. When I press any key combinations for the first time, I will talk about it so you can use them with me. This is very important because using only menu items, you will work in 1C Enterprise environment very long and inconvenient. So be sure to use the hotkeys. So, besides the 4 step-by-step code execution commands, you can continue code execution. Hotkey F5 or menu item debug, continue debugging. Let's continue code execution by pressing the F5 key and move the breakpoint to the debug at server procedure. Let's start the program execution and try to execute the step-in command, hotkey F11. When this key is pressed, the code execution will move to the sum function. That is, we have stepped inside the function where the breakpoint was. Let's restart the program execution and select the step over command at the same breakpoint. The hotkey is F10. This time we've stepped over and moved to the next line of code in the same procedure. If we press the F10 key 2 more times, we will exit the procedure and get to the procedure from which the procedure was called, where the breakpoint is. Let's restart the program again and try the step out command, hotkey Shift plus F11. This time, we will immediately step out into the procedure from which the procedure was called, where the breakpoint is located. The first 3 commands allow you to move in 3 directions from the current code execution location, inside the procedure or function that should be called now, to the next line within the boundaries of the current procedure or function, and to the calling procedure or function that called the procedure or function where the currently executing line is located. Let's look at the 4th command, go to cursor, hotkey Shift plus F10. This command allows us to go directly to where we place the mouse cursor in the code. Let's restart the program, place the cursor in the sum function, and press the Shift F10 key combination. As you can see, the action of this command resembles the breakpoint behavior, but we can select a line simply by placing the cursor in the desired location. Let's remove our breakpoint. In addition to a normal breakpoint, we can set a breakpoint with a condition. Hotkey Control F9, or right-click on the desired line of code and select Breakpoint with parameters. In the opened window, you should specify the condition to stop the program execution. For example, we will write the condition that the sum variable is equal to 5. In this case, the stop point will be triggered only if the variable sum is equal to 5. Let's run the program and check it. If we need to see the value of any variable, we can open the expression calculation window. Shift F9 hotkey or Debug Evaluate Expression menu. Before we do this, we will first select the variable we need to see its value and press Shift F9. The expression window will open, which displays the value and type of the expression that is specified in the expression field. Right now, the field specifies sum, so in the table below, we see the data of this variable. This is a very handy function that you will use all the time. Another feature that you will use very often is the call stack tool. Hotkey Control Shift plus C or debug menu, call stack. In the window that opens, we can see the sequence of procedure calls and program execution functions for the current execution line, as well as the execution context, client or server. By double-clicking the left mouse button on the line, we will switch the current context to the specified procedure or function. Let's summarize. Debugging is a developer's main tool. Much of a programmer's professionalism depends on how well he/she knows how to use debugging tools and how quickly to find an error in the code. Bye everyone. See you in the new video.